Hey everyone. Well, changes are here for the channel. Got a project that is basically driving those changes, and I think it's all going to be good. I think it's going to make for some great content, and it's one that I'm super excited about. So excited that I got a microphone, and I hope it's working right now because I'm pretty new at this. I've been shooting all these on my phone, and it's time for a little bit of an upgrade. I had one or two people mention that I mumble a lot. Well, I've been mumbling my whole life. That's why I'm not in business as a broadcaster or anything. But anyways, I got a microphone. I've got a couple other new things I want to try because we're going to be shooting a series of videos for a project that's well, it's a big one. So it's going to take that sort of what's the word I'm looking for? The project demands better gear, I should say. So the microphone is one of them. I hope you can hear me. So let's start. So here is an old Winnebago. I don't think this thing's been on the road. Well, let's see when it's been on the road. Last inspected in 1991. I think it's probably was parked here at the same time based on the looks of it. And we've got trees growing through, trees falling on it. But the real reason that I have this Winnebago is because I bought this and it came with this house. I'm joking. This house came with a small farm that I've been trying to, it's basically kitty corner from my house. And I've been intrigued by this place since a little kid. When I moved over across the road from it, I started inquiring about buying it after a while. And there's lots of reasons why. But basically, this house was built in 1815, and it was built by a family who bought a 10 square mile piece of land, and I think from the Phelps Gorham Purchase folks. I got a lot of research to do on the details of all that. This is all what the former owner used to tell me. But 10 square mile piece of land in 18, well, I guess it was the late 1700s, was a big deal. This family was the Buchan family. They came from Wales, and it stayed in the family till what I believe was probably the late 50s, early 60s. So over 200 years, a Buchan lived in this house. And then I think there was someone who had it for 10 years, and then my neighbor bought it, and he had it for about 50 years, and for probably 35 of that he lived here. And then for whatever reason he decided to just move up the street to a house that his mother lived in. And he unfortunately he passed away, and he never really came back and touched this place. So this is going to be, it's not a farm equipment, it's not anything with a motor. It's got a motor home on it, but this is going to be a house revival. Now, there's just so many things to unpack about this. So this is just kind of like an introductory video. When I go through and keep making content about this, I want to dive into the history of the place. Obviously, I've never been in this house. So one of the videos that you'll see shortly is my wife and I are going to basically break into this place and go through it. The previous owner's son, who lives out of state now, it had been broken into a bunch of times. He basically got in the house somehow and screwed all the doors shut. So we have to go in. I think I can go in through one of the windows. My wife and we're going to shimmy through that and take this phone and new microphone with us and see what it's like. I know from what little windows I can look into, it's basically trashed. So I don't know how good or how bad it is. I get comfort in the fact that at one point in time, I don't remember when, the guy who owned this didn't. It's not. I mean, you look at this place, you would have thought he was broke, but he had money. Just didn't like taking care of stuff, but he did. I mean, this is what I'm dealing with. At one point, and I think he did this before the roof under it went bad, he put the standing seam metal roof on, which, that's a heck of a thing to do to a house like this. I'm glad he did it, because standing seam metal roofs are some of the best roofs, at least around here, that you can get. I know I looked into it for my house once and I couldn't afford it. So it's a brick structure. So I think between there's some poop. Look out. This is the backyard. So I think between the brick construction and that roof, I think structurally we'll be okay. But the rest of it is, who knows? I know there's a lot of animals in it. He was kind of a hoarder. I mean, there's just a lot of junk in there. I think all the good stuff that was in it was apparently stolen. So it's gonna be an adventure. Now, from what I could tell, someone was getting in here during the whole closing process. So I came out. You could move this window up and down. I threw that screw in, so you couldn't slide the sash up. I think the next video you see, we're gonna be shimmying through that window and with a little cordless impact screwdriver, and we're going to go take some wood screws out of the other doors, and it's going to be crazy. But I plan on we're going to have to clear all this out. One of the big things I want to do, as well as look at the inside, is clean all this up. I mean, the reason this place has been broken into is you can't barely see it from the road. We don't have the funds to go diving headfirst into this. Ooh, caught in the grapevine. We don't have the funds to go diving into this headfirst right away. But some of the first things I wanted to get done is get some room around the building so you can see it. Get some power inside, make sure the electric's safe so we can put a couple lights on. I mean, all this is just overgrown. This used to be a beautiful, sloping lawn down the hill. Just get some, get all the branches off from overhanging the roof, and just kind of get it safe and sealed up and cleaned out inside and around the property. And I think it'll make for some interesting videos. I've been watching a guy in France restore an old chateau, and he puts a little 6 to 10 minute video up every day of what they do. So I thought something like that might be fun. Maybe some longer ones if I get a good chunk of time to clear this out. I can't wait to just start mowing all the buckthorn down and taking these. I mean, look, these must have been shrubs. You know how you plant, in the 80s and 90s, you'd put evergreen shrubs in front of your house and make a bush. all the way around like a hedge. This is what happens when you don't trim your hedge. That thing's taller than the roof. I mean, this has got a gorgeous curb appeal to it. Um, I mean, this is no joke. I put the rocking chairs there. Don't worry about that. But look at this place. You got to be able to see this from the road. It's just super cool. A lot of this stuff is in pretty good shape. This porch over here, not so much. I think they should have put a gutter there. A lot of the water must have just run this way and then off the roof up there, and did what water does when you don't direct it in the right direction. So anyways, I think I'm going to end it here. We've got a lot to do. So the next video see will either be cleaning up the outside and or checking out the inside for the first time. But yeah, it's going to be fun. It's going to be crazy. So stick around, and we'll just cross our fingers and hope for the best. It's not often you buy a home with no inspection. I've never been in it before. I've never been in this house even when the previous owner lived here. So it's gonna be it's just wild. I mean, I'm so excited to have it. I mean, like I said, I'm a farmer, part-time. All my land is rented, but now I actually own some acreage. That was the driving force. But the more I thought about this place, the more I just thought, this is all that's left of that 10 square mile. I don't know what's the word, legacy that these people had when they came over here in the late 1700, early 1800s, so long ago. This is all that's left. Is this in the land that came with it? Everything else has been sold off, and I mean, we live in the country, but it's not like it was back then. I mean, this house was built. George Washington had only been dead for 15 years. It's crazy. We'll dive into all the history and all that in later episodes, but yeah, it'll be fun to get this fixed up, and we'll just see how it goes. I guess there's not much more to say. We'll figure it out as we go, I guess. So anyways, until the next video, keep those vibes positive. Bye.